Roderick dismounted, limping from being thrown by that miserable excuse for a horse. "I want to know the name of the bastard's accomplice." Corporal Snow kneeled beside the blood-stained earth. "Looks like he's injured pretty bad." "With that much blood lost, I doubt he'll make it through the night," said Grey. "Good," Roddy grinned. "'Twill make our job on the morrow easier. Though I'd prefer to find him on the brink of death rather than dead." "What's this?" The corporal reached under a clump of broom and pulled out a silver flask. "Give that to me." Roderick snatched it from Snow's hand and examined the engraving. "I'll be damned. If I'm not mistaken, 'tis the Duke of Gordon's coat of arms." Snow stood and looked over Roderick's shoulder. "I'll wager that's worth a year's pay." "Aye," Grey licked his lips, "but the Duke's army didn't march against us. There was no Huntley pennant. His cousin, William Gordon of Strathdon, was here for certain," said Snow. Roderick turned the flask in his palm. "The Duke could have ridden with them." "A Duke ride without his army?" asked Sentinel Muldoon. "It would be far too risky for a man of Gordon's station to ride alone, especially into battle. His lands would be forfeit, not to mention his head." Corporal Snow scratched his chin. "Right. Mayhap the flask was a gift." "A bloody generous one," Roddy had to agree with Muldoon. It was unlikely that the Duke of Gordon would have ridden into battle without his impressive clan of fighting Highlanders behind him. Regardless, whatever the culprit's clan, the runner wasn't long for this world. 2 more sentinels marched up and saluted. "Word is the woman was a healer from the village. She purchased a horse. Came up with the coin out of the blue, sir." "Her name?" "Akira Ayres. A thieving tinker." Roderick snorted. "At least there's no need to worry about staging a rescue. The wench is as guilty as our mysterious, wealthy Highlander."
Racing through the forest so fast, everything passing in a blur, Akira hunched over the horse's neck as she dodged vines and sapling branches. The wind howled in her ears as if a tempest was brewing. Bless it, if Akira's heart would stop beating so fast, she might be able to think. She wove her fingers through the horse's mane and hung on for dear life, with the crazed Highlander leaning over her, demanding more speed with each kick of his heels. Every bone-jarring gallop made Akira's head hit the man's wall of a chest, while her seat slapped up and down behind the poor animal's withers. "Stop leaning on me!" she yelled. If only she had the nerve to let go and reach for the reins, she might be able to turn the beast around and head for home. "Bit further," Geordie replied, his breathing ragged, his voice choked. Akira chanced a backward glance. Oh no, his face looked as white as bleached linen. "Are you all right?" she hollered. "What you think? I've been shot." Akira gulped and her palms perspired. She wasn't much of a horsewoman, hadn't had many chances in her life to ride, and now she was speeding into the Highlands on a mount with a bombastic wild man who spoke as if he were a commander in charge of the entire kingdom. In a blink, the steed leapt to burn. Her rear end soared off the horse. Akira closed her eyes and strengthened her grip lest she fall. "I pray the fairies are with us." All 3, horse and 2 riders, landed with a jolt. Her buttocks rebounded so high, the forward motion almost flung her over the horse's head. Stomach flying to her throat, Akira peered through the forest in terror. When would she fall? Or worse, when would a branch smack her face and hurl her to her death? A surge of courage pulsed through her fingers. It's me or him. Releasing one hand, she snatched a rein. "No!" Geordie bellowed. Ignoring him, she grabbed the other rein and bore down. "Whoa!" Enormous fingers clamped over hers. "We need more distance, lass," he growled in her ear, his voice so deep it rumbled clear to her bones. Her stomach squeezed. "You must be tended afore we both fall to our deaths running through the thick wood like a pair of lunatics." "Outcropping!" Overpowering her, he forced the reins to the right. At first, she had no clue what he was talking about, but as the horse turned,